Hey guys, I thought I'd do a quick video on my holiday skincare. I'm very basic. I have a hormonal acne, and so I tend to break out kind of around my upper lip, around my chin, area, my neck and my chest. And so I try to keep things very simple because my skin doesn't really like anything. It's quite sensitive. I have quite oily skin, although when I look after my skin really well and I eat well and stay hydrated, then that tends to improve. So I always know when I've eaten something that really doesn't agree with me. I'm not vegan, but I do try my best to eat at least 80% of my diet will be vegan or vegetarian. So, and then 20% I eat what I feel like. If I have a craving for it, yeah, just sometimes I just want something. I don't tend to eat red meat much anyway, but I do like fish. And I will eat a bit of chicken every now and again. But I've noticed that when I eat more plant-based, my skin loves it. The goal is to be 100% plant-based, but for now, 80. So I'll just go through some of the things that I use. So to wash my face, I start off with an oil cleanse. So ignore the bottle, it's just because I'm on holiday. I've had to transfer some of the liquid into here. So you can see it's just an oil. It's by Burts London and it's the first cleanse. So literally you put the oil on, rub it into your skin and really massage it. You get a little bit of water and then massage that, and it goes into sort of a creamy, milky kind of liquid, and then you rinse your face, and then I proceed to wash my face afterwards. So to wash my face, I'll either use black soap, which a lot of people already know about, that's my leftovers. So I'll use either black soap, or I will use Burts do a glycolic and salicylic combination foaming face wash. I'm really sorry I didn't bring it with me because I've been focusing using on the black soap. For my skin, I have to be careful not to dry my skin out with too many products containing salicylic acid or glycolic. Because it's hot, I knew I was traveling, it's hot, my skin gets really oily, so sometimes I prefer to just use the black soap. So at home, back in London, sometimes I'll bring it on holiday as well. So either the black soap, or I'll just rotate with the glycolic acid and salicylic acid foaming wash. My skin really loves that. And the other one is the Burts Bees cream face wash. It's got salicylic acid in it as well. It is, but they don't write that on the ingredients list. I think they call it willow bark. And that's a 1% concentration, whereas the salicylic acid in Burts is 2%, and I think the glycolic is 15%, but I'll put a picture here so you can see. So I'll wash my face with that. If I use my spinning brush, I tend not to use the glycolic combination. I tend to just use the black soap, and then if I just want to cleanse and not do anything too strong, then I'll just use the cream cleanser. So I'll do the oil first, then the cream cleanser, then maybe 2 to 3 times a week I'll use my spinning brush. This one is by Voyox. I think that's Voyox. I quite like this one. It feels quite weighty compared to some of the other ones I've used. I just go on Amazon and get like a really cheap brand. I've had 2 that were about 10 or 12 pounds and they both broke. This one wasn't that much more, but this one feels more sturdy, and the others say they're waterproof, but they're not really waterproof, so they stopped working. This one, I'd say shower proof. Well, not shower as in you can get it a little bit wet, but I don't know if it's 100% waterproof. I don't think it is. I don't have the box anymore, so I can't remember, but I don't take it in the shower anymore, or if I do take it in the shower, I just make sure I don't get it super wet. So that's what I use to cleanse. After I cleanse, I'll either go in with a facial toner by Simple, or I will use, again, this has been transferred into a spray bottle, but this is just aloe vera liquid. Again, I'll take the picture and put it on the screen for you to see, or I'll put the link below. And it's just 100% natural aloe vera, so it's not the gel. This is a liquid, so I literally spray it on. And the reason why I like this is because I can use it for all sorts of things as well. I find the gel a little bit tacky, so I do use it on my skin sometimes, but not often. I like the spray. I spray it in my hair, and I sometimes use it on my skin if I get heat rash, so that's why I brought the spray with me. Sometimes if I'm on holiday and I feel like the spinning brush isn't quite doing what I need and I feel like I need a proper scrub, I might use my gloves, but you have to be really gentle because this is quite coarse. So I do it really lightly. Sometimes I feel like I just need a layer of dead skin to come off, so I just go in really, really lightly. But I tend to use this for my body anyway. But yeah, I just do this lightly, and I'd only use that on my face maybe once a week. And then to moisturize, I just use Shea Moisture's body butter. Because it's quite hot here, I may not use it each day. It really depends on how warm the day is. And the things that, because I usually use a sunscreen as well. For my face is a lot darker than my body. I just think over the years, I was always quite reserved. So I didn't ever used to show any skin. So I think that's now reflected in me being two-toned. So if it's a little bit cooler, I can wear this because it's quite heavy. If the weather's going to be really hot and I'm thinking I can't take 2 layers because my skin gets oily anyway, it's kind of one or the other. So I would use a light sunblock. This one is SPF 15 by Yao. I think that's how we pronounce it. That's Yao. I like this. It's not sticky. It's not greasy. It's very lightweight. It's white. I'll show you, but it rubs in really, 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 really easily. It rubs in really well, and it's really light. There's like no residue. It's not shiny or heavy at all. Just rubs straight in. But I think if the weather's not as warm, I think my skin will feel a little bit dry, so I may have to use something underneath. But because it's really hot outside, I like this. If I am going to do 2 layers, then I'll use my Shea Moisture as normal, and then I go in with the La Roche-Posay Factor 50. I know a lot of people say, oh, you know, black people need the sun, we need, you know, and we do, but I actually burn. It's really weird, but I don't know if it's just because I've been born and raised in London, so it's not very sunny, my skin's not used to the sun. So when I travel, my lips burn. My face doesn't always burn, but my lips always burn. And then I tend to burn kind of around my shoulders and I start peeling like a snake. So that's a sign of skin damage. So I tend to wear something, at least something, you know, light, and at least let my skin get used to being in the sun again. But I haven't done the research, but there are a couple of papers that I've come across where some black people unfortunately have been diagnosed with skin cancer. I think it's important that we protect our skin, but at the same time we do need some exposure because a lot of us living in cooler climates are vitamin D deficient. I've never tested myself, but I just assume I am anyway. So I like to sit out in the sun. Sometimes I might just use some protection on my face, but on my body I'll just use shea butter. Shea butter's got its own natural sunscreen. For me, I just feel like that's great because it's just a natural moisturizer. I think I don't mind using that. And to be honest, throughout my whole holiday, I've been here in Turkey 2 weeks now, I've been putting this on my body and I haven't burned. I've only been using the sunscreen for my face just because I've got two-tone. I get acne, so I'm trying to get rid of the scars and things. So I've only been using the sunscreen on my face and then been using this on my body, and I haven't burned. So it's definitely doing a job. Then in terms of if I do have breakouts, I use tea tree. So this is neat. This is a strong stuff. You're supposed to dilute it. I'm a bit lazy and probably a bit naughty, but I literally just take a tiny bit, dab it on my spot and just leave it and go to bed. And that's what I do for my breakouts. Luckily, since I've been eating better and cutting down on animal products, my skin's been behaving a lot better over the last sort of 2-3 years. Yes, it's definitely making a difference. Then in terms of makeup, because I do get oily skin and I find a lot of different products break me out, I've decided to just go with natural products. And same with my hair, I use natural products. So I've started using Bare Minerals. Can I say Bare Minerals? I love your products. I absolutely love. Now this is the foundation. My original color, I'm Hazelnut 25. But at the moment that doesn't match me right now. Might match my chest, I think, but let me show you. That you can see That's not my colour anymore. You're supposed to have two foundation anyway, one for summer, one for winter, so I'll need to go back to the shop and buy another one. I like the liquid one as well, but those are the two foundations I'll use, and I really like them because they've got sunscreen in it. I think the powder has 15 and I think the liquid has 30, SPF 30, so I like using both. I don't use it often, and to be honest, when I'm out in the sun it gives me a nice tan, so I find I don't use makeup as much. But if maybe I'm going out to dinner or I want to take photos and I don't want to look too shiny, then yeah, I do this. Again, because I do get oily skin, if I think, well, it's going to be really hot and I'm going to be really sweaty outside and things, and my pictures might come out a bit too greasy, to be honest, most of the time I'm a bit lazy, I don't bother. But if I can be bothered, I'll use magnesium, the liquid, for indigestion. So I literally dab it with some cotton wool, dab it all over my face, wait for it to dry fully. Try to dab it on smoothly, that you don't get any sort of chalky bits sticking to your face, or you just smooth it out, otherwise it will show up under your foundation. So I do that, let it dry for about 5 minutes, and then I'll put on either my powder or the liquid, because both of them, I'm not quite sure what the ingredient is, but as much as it makes my skin look good, after about an hour, I feel like I'm a little bit more oily than I would be without it. So I don't know if my skin's like I don't know, I really don't know. But anyway, it's a nice color and it looks flawless, but my skin will be a little bit more oily, and then I'm having to dab loads, so I prefer to do that. The only things that it can make you look quite matte, so if you're great at contouring, you can contour all over it. I don't like to contour, so I don't bother. My skin's oily enough as it is, so I really don't bother. That's all that I use. Take care, and I'll see you soon.